Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 13th of October 2025. So strap in, it could be a bit of a long one, this one. A lot happened during Friday. Stocks slammed, VIX spikes as Trump threatens massive increase in tariffs on Chinese goods. Some very strange things are happening in China. They are becoming very hostile. Yes, I noticed in the headline today as well that Trump is also offering or thinking about offering Zelensky Tomahawk missiles as well, which will reach Moscow if launched from Ukraine. So it's all starting to take on a very bad scenario indeed. Nomura, 150 billion of force selling today. It gets worse. You see the sentiment seems to be changing at the moment. Stocks plunge in after hours trade as Trump confirms 100% tariff and export controls to China. Nasdaq down 4.5% and global risk off as Trump threatens massive China tariffs. And the Bureau for Labour Statistics to publish CPI on the 24th despite the government being shut down. The next FOMC decision is on the 29th, which means that Trump is working overtime to assure another cut and maybe even going for a jump. Whatever that means, jump is probably more than just a quarter of a basis point. Or the jump is he gets rid of Powell, which I very much doubt, but I wouldn't put anything past old Trump myself. Stokes rally is on borrowed time as bad news becomes good news. Previous times around, the last three major market tops, this regime has been in place. So where bad news is good news, three times that's played out and then the market has corrected. So a lot of bad news around there. Economic news for this week. Today is a bank holiday for the US. Which bank holiday is it then? It's Columbus Day. Yes, Trump brought this back. This was removed by the Democrats, but this has been brought back. So that's for today for the US. I don't think there's anything major apart from central bankers again, which you can see there this week, and that's down to Thursday there as well. It's all central bankers again, isn't it, this week? They're all being wheeled out to try and keep everything afloat by the looks of things. And what else have we got? Let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, big sell-off on Friday, obviously with that ridiculous announcement by Trump. Nothing else happened since. We've got a bit of a bounce going on at the 50 bar moving average. Is this just a shakeout that was predicated on these comments of Trump, knowing full well that this is very unlikely to actually take effect and happen? So the market bouncing back up, as you can see there. So down sharply. In fact, how sharply was the market down on Friday? If we just go from the high down to the low, market's gapped up there, of course. We were down 1,200 points during Friday there as that announcement came into the market late on. At the moment we're above the DP there, which you can see, and just trying to move back. However, the gap needs to be filled, so we could see the market move down and hit the close and the low to fill that gap. In the German DAX, it too down on Friday, but then managing to bounce back a bit. As you can see there, it needs to get back above the 5 bar moving average, having just made its all-time high on Thursday of last week as well. Friday, the market was really quiet until this announcement. Overnight, we've had a big bounce to the upside. We still have this gap as well that needs to be filled, but currently the market's sitting above the DP, which is a good thing at the moment. In the S&P 500, down to the 50 EMA for this market during Friday, and then bouncing off this too. Again, we've still got the gap, but you can see massive drop there, and now it's a case of let's shake out the week longs and move the market back to the high buy. Despite all of those headlines that I've just read out to you, that's obviously the mainstream narrative, as it were, well, or in my case, alternative, but it to me, this is just as what you'd expect. You get the shakeout before you then get the move to the upside through the winter, as it was known as the Santa Rally, of course. So we'll just have to wait and see. But to me, it's that's just a shakeout at the moment. FT100 also shake out there. The market's bouncing back, and I say the confirmation will really come if the markets, all of these big down bars, if the market can stay above that for the next couple of days, then the issue of 100% tariffs, unless he mentions it again, is off the table. Obviously, once again, he's grandstanding, isn't he? So FT100, everything was fine until we saw the decline there in the markets, and again you've got that gap where the market is moving up, and we're sitting above the DP there as well. US dollar, this is down, as you can see there on Friday. Overnight there's some weakness there as well, so after the dead cat bounce in the US dollar, we're now starting to see this moving to the downside. But let's have a look at the metals. They're the ones that are shining, no pun intended, at the moment, and have a look at silver. We'll kick off with that one. So as I record, the market's making new all-time highs. I don't think I ever thought I would be saying that in the alert in the morning. I'm just going to remove the old $50 line there. And silver continues to move higher. But why is it moving higher? Well, if we have a look at the headlines, you will see this around at the moment. This is from Bloomberg, and we've got silver traders rush bars to London as historic squeeze rocks market. There is a shortage, but there isn't a shortage globally, and there's certainly plenty in the retail sector, Britannia coins, etc. This is the London LBMA. They have a bit of a shortage problem at the moment because China was shut for 9 days, which we spoke about last week. And now that's reopened, it may ease the squeeze. I mean, these sort of headlines are quite sensationalist, but it's great for the silver price, but any sort of squeeze like this eventually ends, so keep that in mind, and it could be quite aggressive on the downside when it does. But at the moment there is a shortage of silver at the London Metals Exchange, although the LBMA, so just keep that in mind, that it will get sorted as it did in 2021 when there was a gold squeeze as well, and gold was shipped from London to New York. So yeah, at the moment there is a bit of a squeeze going on. But let's go back to the chart. There you can see that we're moving up very, very nicely indeed, which is lovely to see. 30-minute chart, the market continuing to move there as well. But let's just go back to Thursday for a second, and we had this all-time high being created there at 51.12, and then the market was slammed. Well, how much silver did it take to actually slam it? Well, if you have a look here, you can see it was 220,000 contracts times 5,000, which gives you 1,100,000,000 ounces of silver, 1.1 billion ounces of silver to actually move the market lower. However, if you have a look and see what the annual mining and supply is of silver, it's actually 800 million ounces. So you can see there 300 million ounces more in order to try and slam the price down, which I have to say failed. So again, the paper market doing its damnedest to try and slam the price, and then you can see the market now moving to the upside, and the shorts getting squeezed most certainly at this time of recording. So it's amazing, isn't it? A whole year's supply, 830 million ounces and 1.1 billion ounces on Thursday to try and slam the price $3, which has failed miserably, because now we are making new all-time highs as I actually record this. In the gold market, it too is making new all-time highs. Even the markup that I put in before I started to record has been taken out. 4,077 for the gold price at the moment, and in the 30-minute chart you can see they're making new all-time highs. Now, I mentioned this before, something that obviously is big is coming down the line, because this is not normal. It is unprecedented in the fact that if you've got gold and silver making new all-time highs, something is breaking underneath. We know that. We've seen it. We know it's coming. Even just from a gut reaction, the whole world's changing very, very quickly at the moment. And the fact that Trump is talking about sending Tomahawk missiles and also tariffs to China, we can see where we're heading with all of this, can't we? So the metals continue to move higher for me going forward at this time. As for the stock market, there may be a bit of a rally or whatever, but if he goes ahead with those ridiculous 100% tariffs, then it's you're going to see the stock markets have a major correction. Right, let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And as you would expect, with silver making those all-time highs as I record, the gold-silver ratio dropping. Long way to go down to 30 is the area where I would expect the market to start sort of easing up a bit. So we're only at 78, and if we look at this on a monthly chart, you'll see there's definitely a long way to go, even down to 65 as well, which was happened back in February 21, and I don't think, I do, there we go. So down to 30, we're looking at 2011, and that oddly enough are tied in with the $50 price for silver there. So we've got a long way to go yet to get down to 30 for the gold silver ratio before we see the brakes being put on to the silver price. Let's have a quick look at Friday's trades. So on Friday we started with a mixed bag in the futures market. We opened up, market was sideways, and I think you can expect more of that today as well. Prices then attempted to move higher, they did for a while, and then you'll see them having eased back to the DP and the 200 MA, and then prices sideways to higher before they move back down to the close, and then we get stuck into a bit of a sideways there as the market tries to hold at the close as well. As we go further through, you can see the sideways move there for this market, stuck at the close, and as we go into the mid-morning, prices decline all the way down to the low where they find a bit of support and start to make their way back. We then get into a very messy afternoon before Trump's announcement. So the market very choppy with losing trades, which you'll see in a moment. There you go, got that short, and then the market reverses, and then we get the long and the market reverses. We then get a short that goes down to a news item that wasn't released, but then continues down following the, like I say, the non-news item, because obviously the US government's still closed. So having moved lower, the market then gets stuck into a bit of a sideways move, and then again long trade there where prices then come back down once more, and then we get the Trump announcement and the market falls out of bed. So it's probably a good idea being stopped out there before having slippage on the trade there. So prices then obviously reacting to what Trump said, as you'll see there, and then staying down at the S3 where 90% of the time the market will hold, and you'll see there at the S3. Where are we overnight? Let's have a quick look, and you'll see that we're trying to bring the market back at the moment. Prices though showing something slightly different in the last 2 minutes where prices have moved lower. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think we'll get a bit of a reprieve this morning, but then if Trump reinforces what he said on Friday with regard to China, then you'll see a lot more volatility come into the markets with those sorts of comments, and also of course sending Tomahawk missiles over to the Ukraine as well. Right, so that will do it for this one. Let's see if silver can maintain these all-time highs. Like you say, it could be a temporary thing for the upside. Let's hope and pray we can get through $55 an ounce, and then at least we've got 50 as a floor for the price of silver. Right, that's it for this one. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.